Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Attic Manadad here. It's the channel where we explore what's fun in Magic, mostly on Arena. Gonna check out the meta today and see what is happening in the meta. We'll cover standard mostly, but I'll pop through everything. I've got the subscription here to untapped.gg so we can see what is going on. Is this filling the screen properly? It might not be, actually. Let's go full screen. There we go. So yes, Azorius Omniscience again with a really high win rate, but not really getting picked up in terms of popularity. Let's see, does it rank here? Where is it? Where does it show? Azorius Omniscience. So there's the win rate, but it's down below all these other decks. And look, it is climbing in popularity, so more people are picking it up. I think it is a lot of wild cards. We can take a look at a list here. If you want a refresher on what is involved here, it's the one with the Philology and the Picklock, and does the Embuelo's Awakening thing to bring back Omniscience, and then loops Invasion of Arcavios. It's also probably kind of annoying to play. Maybe it's not as fun to play unless you really like just winning through combo. Looks like the average duration is only 5 minutes to play that deck, so I mean, you could compare that to Mono Red Aggro, which is #1 in popularity, 3.9 minutes for this one. It has a pretty darn high win rate, 62.8%. So, maybe everybody's being very rational by still playing Mono Red. Although Mono Red looks like it's gone down a little bit flat right here as the month starts. Last couple days. How's everybody doing out there? What decks are you all playing? Let's take a look at what the meta looks like from Platinum to Mythic. See if anything. Oh, I have to click Apply Filter. See if anything changes there. And we get Azorius Omniscience with a higher win rate once you get up in the higher levels. So I guess not being played by people who are still learning it. Maybe. There's where Ether Drift came in. And again, it's just really the two lead decks here are Mono Red Aggro and Mono Black mid-range. Looks like Mono Red Aggro has a decent win rate. Mono Black mid-range is a bit further down. And here's an Azorius Omniscience from a Mythic player. We could try and see what that looks like, if it's any different. Got Soul Partition, couple refutes. Really not that, doesn't look that much different to me. Okay, well, that is standard best of 1. Let's look at best of 3. And here we see Mono Red Aggro winning quite a bit, but #4 in popularity. Looks like it really surged there at the end of February and then has dropped down. What's this coming up? Jeskai Oculus. Looks like a slight uptick maybe on the Esper Self Bounce. As they categorize this, their categorization is not always the best. But Azorius Control, that had a really good showing at the Pro Tour in Chicago there. So I think it went 9-1. It was one of 2 or 3 decks that went 9-1. You have to go back and watch my last week's episode where I went through the results there. But yeah, so that's quite popular. 4-color domain, obviously very popular. That was sort of 1, 2, and 3 at the Pro Tour. So there's a couple different ways you can build the domain decks. Doesn't look like, I mean, it is right up there, #5, but it doesn't look like, I guess maybe the Mono Red Aggros are kind of preying right now upon the domain. So if you're seeing, and you probably will be seeing, about 1 out of every 5 matches are going to be domain. I guess if you want to prey on that, you can play your Mono Red Aggro. So I would expect that to continue ticking up here for the week. And let's see what's going on in Explorer. Gruul Aggro, Mardu Greasefang, Azorius Control is pretty narrow. 58, 57, 56, 55, 54. All these top decks. I mean, there's a clear hierarchy, but Meanwhile, popularity Rakdos Demons. I think that's kind of just the classic Rakdos mid-range with, yeah, Unstoppable Slasher, Archfiend, and then Unholy Annex. You can almost play this in standard, Rakdos Demon. So if you're looking for something you can take your standard deck to Explorer, maybe with a few upgrades, Rakdos Demons looks like a good place to be. It's cool. There's a Dimir Ninjas deck that's up in the top 8 here, and in terms of popularity and win rate. Selesnya Angels, I've been wanting to play that just because there is one of the achievements now on Arena. You have to play so many angels for one of them, and I thought Selesnya Angels in Explorer might be a good way to just quickly grab that achievement. I think, was it Angels or Hydras? No, there's Hydras and Elves. And I think there's, oh no, there was a life gain one. Maybe that's why I was thinking about Angels, because you have to, like, there's actually a couple life gain ones. You have to gain like 300 life, and there's one where you get over 50 in a game. Angels can definitely do that, at least in my experience. That's in best of 3. We look at best of 1 for the Explore meta. Maybe we should look at the full range. I'm not getting any more decks here, but Abzan Auras, that's a good one. I enjoy playing that deck. Personally, I find that deck quite fun. And Selesnya Auras. So those are both really high win rate and doesn't look like it's too popular. So there might be a good chance to rank up real quick with those. I believe those play pretty fast games. Let's look at what Abzan Auras. The average duration 3.3 minutes. So yeah, you could really jam a lot of games real quickly and at a 62% win rate. That could be a good way to rank up if that's what you're looking to do. Assuming everything holds and the meta doesn't shift. But let's see. Mardu Greasefang on the ascendant. Rakdos Aggro going down. Angels ticking up. So yeah. That is Explorer. Alchemy. Boros Burns, Lesnia Rabbits, Grixis Heist, Orzhov Bats, Azorius Auras. All above 60% win rate. Grixis Heist by far the most popular. So you all like stealing people's cards, huh? That's what your thing is. And, you know, I guess it's much lower in popularity than it was there in December. But it had a bit of a surge in early February, and then we got Ether Drift, and looks like Rabbits really went up with Ether Drift. We'll see. I think if it's not out already, some new cards for Alchemy are coming soon, so that could be getting shaken up here. Haven't been paying super close attention to Alchemy lately, but if you're an Alchemy player, leave a comment. Let us know what we need to know for the week. What's cool? What's hot? What's happening? Is there anything in the new Ether Drift Alchemy cards that is going to shake things up? Historic meta. Mono Green Elves, super popular. And again, there is that Elves and Hydras way to get an achievement. So I could see people just popping in to do that. There's also another thing you have to do in Historic. I can't remember what it is, but for the core achievements, there was something to achieve in Historic. So that's cool. Elves actually hit the win rate is diving down on Elves. I guess maybe the meta is shifting to fight the most popular. Boros Aura is just right behind it, and it actually has a higher win rate. So that is Historic. See what's happening in Timeless. Do we do Explorer best of 3? Just really quick, see what's going on there for all you Pioneer players. Play the real Magic with best of 3. Gruul Aggro, Rakdos Demons. I think that's kind of similar to what we're seeing. Gun Sacrifice, Dimmer Ninjas. Phoenix up there in popularity. Not necessarily in win rate. Love to see a Death and Taxes being popular. Although, again, not in win rate. People are just, sometimes you just want to watch the world burn, I guess. All right, what were we about to look at? Timeless. Timeless best of 3, Mardu Energy, 4-color show and tell. So I think Mardu Energy looks like the deck to play by far. Quite a bit higher than Orzhov Blink. Nice win rate too. So again, for ranking up, maybe getting that edge over the next best win rate deck could be nice. That is best of 3. Best of 1. Mardu Energy, Mono Blue Belcher, interestingly. Mono Black Scam, Boris Energy. Much tighter field here. Cool stuff though. Dimir Frog. Not very popular, but winning a decent amount. 5 color. Oops, all spells. It's not going to fix that, I guess. Ups all spells? Is that a thing? Yeah, the show and tell decks, I mean, they still win at a high rate, despite being very popular, so wonder what's going on in the meta if anybody's kind of exploiting that one at the moment. See what's going in Brawl. Ketramos with the high win rate, probably because a lot of people can see it. Also, Mythweaver Puck, everybody's sick of that one. And Atali as well, Rusco. Looks like, okay, Mendicant Core is a new one. That's fun to see. That has a decent win rate and also at least makes the popularity list. I mean, look at, even though it seems like every other deck is Ketramos when you play Brawl, it's only 2.6% of the meta. So, got Ulalek Fused Atrocity still hanging out here. And yeah, Ketramos far and away. So I guess I should make my Ketramos video. I have the deck ready to go. I did a version, but I'm gonna have to go back and look at the Brawl Hub and see what the geniuses there have been doing with Ketramos. Because I built one I thought was an improvement over an initial list that was on there. Just in a few cards choices. But I wasn't super impressed with how it was playing yet. But now that it's fallen in popularity, might be the time for me to do. Because the win rate is doing great. It is a super popular one. So that's Brawl. Let's go back to Standard. Click around and look at some deck lists. I'll check the comments here and see if anybody had any requests. Do you have any requests for what you'd like to see in these videos? Let me know. Well, so we looked at this Obsorious Omniscience. There's a mono red aggro. Let's see what the 4-color domain deck is that's winning a lot. This is iKarma. Hit Mythic and then, well, it's ranking down in Mythic, but I guess they rode it up. Or they rode something else up. They rode this through Diamond and then switched to something else. And then have been writing this down in Mythic. Or maybe that's just the rank decay. Because 60% win rate seems pretty good to me. They put in 12.5 hours, so that's a pretty good test of it in the current meta. They got the Force Smite version. So we must have been looking at best of 1. Or temporary lockdowns. Definitely coming ready for the fast decks. 4 Rides Ends, only 2 Zers. The Zer is what you need to close it out. So the deck that won the Pro Tour, or won Chicago at least, the PTQ, I don't know what they're called anymore. The deck that won in Chicago had 4 Zers. And we played that on the channel, so you can check out that video right now if you so choose. Want to see what the good stuff is in Domain, but yeah, I don't have the mana base memorized of what we played. I guess we had 1 swamp and 1 island that were fetchable, and they're not even playing that 1 mana green spell that fetches a land. Here they're just straight up going for 4 of each of these overlords, 4 of Leyline Binding, 2 Sunfalls, a lot of temporary lockdowns, and just trying to beat the fast decks. And as we saw, the mono red is still #1 most popular. I guess it beats mono red aggro and mono black mid range. You might have a harder time in the mirror match, and probably can beat Esper Self Bounce. And then just looking through here, is there anything else that's kind of... Here's a 5-color Reanimator. That might be interesting to look at. Okay. well, it's only played 2 games, so don't know if it's the best statistically. It might be a fluke, but it's like, okay, so it's using the push pull. Really just 5 color looks like because it has Atraxa, but I don't think it can cast Atraxa with this mana base. No. It's 2 Valgavoths, 2 Atraxas, 2 Atalis, 1 Flesh Gorgeous George, 1 Vat Emergence. That's kind of fun. From a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. That's fun. One live or die. Interesting. So they're kind of playing around Deadly Cover Up so you can't get their Reanimator spells. Very interesting, yeah. What are they beseeching for? Brotherhood's End? Liliana? Huh. Well, keep an eye on that one. I'm not that excited about it yet. Here's a Golgari Toxic deck. Now that's more my speed. Love a good Toxic deck. The Basilisk Collar, that's a fun one. Got a couple Tiny Bones. Only 3 Rot Priests. Wouldn't go full 4, huh? Full 4 on the Finn. So they're all in on Finn. 3 Vraska's Falls. Some Phyrexian Arenas for some card velocity. Yeah. 3 Infectious Inquiries for more card velocity. I don't know why you wouldn't just run 4. The Phyrexian Arena is losing you life and it's slower. Interesting. Well, anyways, they're having some success with it. That guy. Yeah. I don't know what else to say here. This is kind of something I'm trying to make a regular thing on the channel, but it's very new. So leave me your feedback of what you like to see in a meta breakdown. Like what if I'm paying for the untapped.gg data, what would you like to see if you don't have to pay for it? What kind of stuff would you like to see me click on? I just kind of go based on how I would do a quick skim of the meta, but maybe you want to go more in depth on something or want to see something else. That's it for me for today. This has been Mana Dad reminding you Magic is a game so fun, even dads can enjoy it. Adios.